What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I am your host, RogueWraith, coming at you with another Apex Legends video. In this one, I'm going to be breaking down the best landing locations on World's Edge for this split inside of Season 9 Legacy. These landing locations that I'll be talking about are great for loot, rotations, as well as the types of fights that you can take. Okay, I'm going to be breaking this all down in the video. Everything's timestamped in the description below. I'm also going to be talking about the places you should be avoiding and why they're going to help you reduce those pesky third parties throughout the course of your next match. If you appreciate any of the content, like the video, subscribe if you're new, turn on the post notification bell so you never miss another upload from your boy. If you want to catch the live streams, make sure you can ask different questions, get those answers in real time. Follow me over on Twitch. I live stream there 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 7:30 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as a weekend stream where I typically run with my viewers. The links is down in the description below, along with my Twitter, my Instagram, my other socials, my community Discord where we have an LFG, as well as my daily TikTok videos. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay beautiful, stay healthy, most importantly, peace and bless. It's been your boy Rogue. I'll catch you in the next one. All right, so diving right into the content, what makes up a good drop location? We talked about having good loot. Yes, this is the biggest thing, but you can't just think about good loot for your team. You have to think about the other team. You want a healthy loot distribution to where if I have a spot that I can land, it is separate from everybody else. The last thing you want to do is land with another team, they get the loot and you don't. That is a recipe for disaster, okay? Make sure you are avoiding doing that. You want good loot, but you also want a good fight for yourself. Long range fights are only third party callers, okay? It's a beacon to your location. If you're taking fights that are a lot of building fights, you're picking from location to location, just trying to wear down everybody's heels, you are going to get third partied. And after you've been getting through this fight, you want to be able to rotate to a good location. You want a good loot, you want good close range fights to where you can get through that team fast, and then you want to be able to rotate safely and play endgame. As long as kill points and placement points matter inside of ranked, you have to think about the end. Think 2 steps ahead, 3 steps ahead, play chess, not checkers, okay? So what are some good locations? What are some bad locations? Obviously, we want to break down the bad ones first. In my opinion, Fragment West is a really, really bad location to land, okay? I also highlighted this little outpost here because if you land here and if you're not quick looting, you're gonna get third party from either Overlook or Fragment, okay? Yes, there's a lot of loot here. A lot of teams that land here as well. If you have a lot of loot, yeah, you can land in one building, be great. But if you take a fight, there's a lot of long range fights that you're going to be getting third partied off of. Maybe you take a fight over here in Fragment, but there's only one team that landed here. They get all this loot and then a quick third party, okay? Oh, Skyhook is another one that I don't like to land. Why? Because there's so much action here, okay? That's great. You want to land, you want to drop hot and take your chances, go for it. But if you're trying to grind out KP, grind out RP, this is not the right place to land. I might land here just for the heck of it. I'm like, I got nothing to lose. We're having a good day. Let's just go here one time. There's a lot of loot, okay? It's good loot. But there's a lot of other really good teams that go here. So you're testing your luck. You're testing that loot density on whether or not you're going to get lucky or not. Loot location to where loot is just not good. It's not good for a lot of teams. Train yard is not a good spot, okay? Harvester, there's not enough loot for everybody. It's a really bad location. And then as well as sorting factory, okay? A lot of teams land in sorting factory. And again, it's loot distribution. There's a few buildings you can hit. You can hit warehouse, you can hit J, you can hit all these small little areas. But if you don't get the right loot, you are hosed. Okay, train yard, not enough loot for you. Harvester, not enough loot for you and your team, and then an enemy. Those are locations I will avoid. Now, that being said, some other locations that I'm skeptical about going to. Countdown. This is one. Epicenter is another. Staging, launch site, as well as Lava City. Okay. All of these places I really do not like going to. And the reason for that is one, long range fights. There might be a pretty good loot density. You know, you have this whole side, you have this whole side, but then you start to fight and it's a lot of long range fights and it's really hard to take long range fights in these locations. Staging is a lot of top versus bottom. Loot density is not that great. Launch site, top versus bottom. You start getting engaged in all these fights that take way too long. Lava City, top building, lower building. A lot of good loot density, but you have to worry about those third parties coming from. And those locations, it's like, I don't know about this one. Epicenter, not many people land here. It's a sleeper pick, okay, on where you could go to land. But it's the rotations out of here and the third parties that could come from here, okay? Now, obviously, you probably guessed it. If we have all those highlighted in red, yellow, and green, what are some locations that I'd like to land in? Well, Lava Fissure is one. Thermal Station is another. The Dome, Overlook, and then I'm going to highlight all of this right here, right? I like patrolling this side of the map, okay? Survey Camp, Refinery, and then this back tunnel area. There is a lot of loot amongst it. And depending on where you land, you see a lot of teams landing Skyhook. Guess what? You loot up Survey Camp, you loot up this tunnel, maybe Refinery, and by the time Skyhook is all sorted out, you're ready to go and third partying that like an absolute madman. This is a great spot. Overlook, very slept on. You're probably going to get one team. There's plenty of loot in this back area and this area, okay? And then you have a close range fight. Dome, close range fight, a lot of loot, a lot of different places you can land. Thermal Station is the biggest location that I would recommend, okay? There's a lot of good loot in the back area here, over here, and with Thermal. Yes, there may be a lot of long range fights, you say, but most of that happens at a very close range, either right here, or in the middle. It all collapses on itself. Lava Fissure's the same way. You loot one end or the other, you meet in the middle, and then you fight. But then there's good rotations out of all these places, okay? We're gonna put this in blue. Overlook, okay? I wanna trade to Refinery. Refinery, I'll trade to Overlook. Survey Camp to Refinery. Refinery to Survey Camp, okay? You kind of see where all this is going from. And then if I want to rotate, I can rotate into my tunnel. I can rotate down to Epi. And if I wanted to, Overlook to Epi or Overlook, and I will avoid Fragment and I will go towards Geyser if the ring is on this side. Dome to Lava City. Dome to Launch Site, okay? Thermal Station to Tree to Staging. Up here to Fissure. Fissure to Countdown. Fissure down to Thermal Station and Staging, okay? Or if you really get frisky, you can make this rotation and really cut through and avoid these highly populated areas like the Skyhook, the Train Yard, the Fragment. If you were going there, if you were third partying a fight, you are asking yourself to get third party. So think ahead, play the long game. Where is the best location possible? When it comes down to your fights and the choke points that you want to avoid, we're gonna put this in a different color. We're gonna put this in, I don't know, we call it pink. Now let's call it orange. We'll put it into an orange. These tunnels, really bad locations. Tunnels, really bad locations. Right here, bad locations. All of these spots are choke points. You want to avoid these choke points in the middle of the map as much as possible, okay? Same exact thing. A lot of people will get caught up in just this open area right in here. And it's like, what are you doing, people? Do not get stuck in here. I'm telling you, it is a death trap, okay? Avoid the choke points at all times, okay? A lot of teams can converge on you and it will leave you in a very bad position, okay? Those are my rotations. The Tree, right? I left this blank. Geyser, I left this blank. Trials, I left this blank. I'll also highlight Trials in red. And the reason I say that, there's not a lot of loot there for you. This Tree location, okay? This Geyser location, this is like a very risky spot to go because there's usually not enough loot to go around, and then you have multiple teams fighting for it. At Tree, same thing at Geyser. It's the rotations out of here that I also don't like, okay? When I look at my rotations going out of here, I'll make this in dark blue. If I'm at Tree, I have Sorting Factory I have to get to, I have Harvester. I might be able to go Thermal Station, but if I don't survive that first fight, it's not worth it. Same thing with Geyser. I'm either going towards Fragment or I'm going towards Sorting. I don't like my rotations. Think ahead, play the long game, okay? I know this is a lot of information at once. If I need to explain anything, please let me know in the comment section. Again, I hope everybody appreciated the video, appreciated the content. It's a different type of one, but I wanted to create it. It's confusing, but in the long game, it may just help you. Appreciate the content, everybody. Make sure to leave a follow, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the post notification, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Until next time, stay safe, stay beautiful, stay healthy, most importantly, peace and bless. Have a great rest of your day.